Did you know using your browser in incognito mode doesn't actually protect your privacy? Take back your privacy with IPVanish VPN. Just one tap and all your data, passwords, communications, browsing history, and more will be instantly protected. IPVanish makes you virtually invisible online. Use IPVanish on all your devices, anytime you go online at home and especially on public Wi-Fi. Get IPVanish now for 70% off a yearly plan with this exclusive offer at ipvanish.com/audio.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wrestling Art with Chris Things.
Ray! Do the hammerlock! I do the hammerlock! Ray! Do the hammerlock, you turkey necks! Yeah, do the hammerlock! I do the hammerlock!
Everybody's doing it. Hello everybody. Welcome to Wrestling Art with Chris Things. I am Chris Things Brian, your host of this show, Wrestling Art Dude. And today we've got another return of our little old wrestling club special edition of the show. Where I run down these little old events that I do at my favourite local Brisbane dive bar, The Scratch, where I play a bunch of weird and eclectic wrestling for everyone, for a bar full of people. I have some folks that are very loyal, appreciated members that come on down every single time I do these things. And then also I get to play it to a bar full of unsuspecting victims. But I have a good time. So this show is about just, we'll run over what happened on the evening. I'll have a little bit of live audio of the evening for you as well. And maybe even some audio excerpts of some of the more audio-friendly stuff that was played on the evening. But before we get to that, I thought I'd do my little what's going on in the world of Chris Things segment. So I'm an artist. I'm a wrestling artist, and that's my full-time job. Somehow, sort of try to up the dollars that I make with this thing to make that more of a thing as the days and years go on. But one day at a time. Yeah, man, this week has been sort of one of those like get back to things, reset kind of weeks, because last week was pretty darn nutty. So I had a few things to prepare for. I have my things like this that I make sure I do every week for you guys, like doing the podcast. My match of the week illustration that I do every Friday here in Australia, every Thursday night in America, I guess. And then, I have commission work that I'm doing as well for my much loved commission clients. If you ever do feel like hitting me up for a commission, if you have a cool idea, please do. Would love to bring that into existence. Then I also have different shows and events that you might hear about that I have to prepare for. Sometimes different group art exhibitions and things of that nature. Last week I had to prepare So we've got an upcoming big Weekend of Darkness thing coming up, a special dark beer celebration at the aforementioned amazing bar, The Scratch, that has been so integral to me as an artist over the years. So I want to make sure I've submitted something for that Weekend of Darkness slash. They've also got an art show that's accompanying it, kind of like a wizard, dark forest, mushroom kind of vibes, mystic wonder. So I was doing up a painting for that. Also have an upcoming group art exhibition that I'm delighted to be part of. That's something a little bit different that I also had to have the deadline, have that ready last week for a risograph art exhibition that taking place at the Gosford Regional Gallery in Gosford, New South Wales. That one's kicking off on the opening night of July 19th. So I had a lot of things to do and a lot of late nights of trying to get all these things done, but I did it. And then in addition, we had this wrestling club thing. So yeah, man, when you have all those things and then also, I put a lot of love and care into preparing these wrestling club playlists, scouring the globe for all of the weird kind of stuff that I feel will go together, kind of like I'm making a wrestling comp tape every month. And I put a lot of pride and love and passion into those things. So it takes some time. It's a labor of love for sure, but it definitely takes some time. So that was the other thing. So all those things came together to be the perfect storm to where I just was so just nuts last week. So if there's anyone I hadn't gotten back to or responded to, I'm sorry, that was the reason why. But I magically somehow got all the things done. Like I said, quite a lot of late nights and whatever. And then I caught the train down from Brisbane on Sunday afternoon to go set up for this wrestling club event. And yeah, man, it was a lot, but I'm happy to keep doing it. So then this week's kind of like, all right, getting back to the things, getting back to making some more progress on these commission jobs that I have, and then also planning some other stuff we're going forward for different events that I've got going on. Got Lucha Fantastica in Sydney at the end of the month, where I'll be bringing my art table and art wares to the Australia's greatest Mexican wrestling fiesta that is Lucha Fantastica. So I'm very excited about that, but just trying to line all the things up, and yeah, man, like a little bit of admin, that's the other thing with this kind of job. You gotta be sort of like a manager and account keeper in addition to this stuff. And let me level with you guys, like I'm riddled with attention deficit disorder. So the creative stuff I really love. But if I'm being real, I'm not very good at the sort of like account keeping admin side of things. I try my best. And sometimes I just have to hyperfixate on that to get it all caught up. But other times it might not be the most front of mind. So it's just it's a tough thing, But then, as I mentioned last week, we also had another big thing being the big release of the AEW edition of the new Way of the Blade book, which I'm so excited about. So I actually put together a little post on Instagram yesterday for it, which weirdly Instagram kind of like blocked. So I'm wondering whether there's some sort of review going on, and then it might come live, or whether I have to like edit it and post it again. But man, the lovely fun of social media in this day and age. I don't know if it's too much bloody wrestling for Instagram's tastes, but either way, I think I managed to post to my Facebook, but, whatever. But no, regardless, I'm very excited about this. I can officially let everyone know that as the last checking, it's finally up now for worldwide consumption on Amazon. So if you jump on Amazon, it's available, the actual paperback version to order now, which I'm very excited about. I've already seen like a bunch of people from the pre-order getting this book in their hot little hands, so I'm so excited about it. As if you want to hear my thoughts on that book, listen to last week's episode. But yes, very grateful and excited about the big release, and I can't wait to hear what people think. I hope you dig it. Yeah, man, this week has been sort of just getting all caught up on the things. Today, funnily enough, the power is out here in my house in the hills up here in Montville. So that has a fun little wrinkle. So I'm currently recording this with no power on my laptop, which is probably fast me dwindling out of power. And I think I'm going to have to catch a train down to Brisbane to work to finally get this uploaded at my parents' house. So we'll see how that goes. Sometimes things just happen, but that's okay. We'll get through it. Anyway, I think that's enough for what's been going on in the world of Chris things. I hope you've been having a good week as well. And I think it's time for us to jump into a little bit of Wrestling Club. All right, over to the scratch this past Sunday.
Hiding from my hand, why don't people understand my intention?
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the wrestling. This is Wrestling Club with Chris Things. I'm Chris. Hello. I have a bunch of weird and possibly offensive stuff planned for you this evening. I hope you enjoy. We'll have a little bit of trivia halfway through the night that I haven't made up my mind on what the theme's going to be yet. So we'll see what takes me. But the winner of that will get a little beverage. I also have my art here if anyone wants to purchase anything. I have my pay square, so just hit me up through the evening. But most of all, let's enjoy some wrestling!
Yes. My creation, oh, my creation, it's my creation.
Okay, so the night that was, we started out with the opening of the All Japan Women's TV episode from November 30th of 1994, that being their episode that they focused on the Big Egg Wrestling Universe Tokyo Dome show, a very famous show that I would go on to play a couple matches of. So I started out with the match from round one of their big tournament that they had on that show, that being Kyoko Inoue versus Dynamite Kansai, which was just an awesome match. A bit of a hefty one to start out the night. I think it goes a bit over 20 minutes or something like that, but I thought I got things going with a good energy, and also it was great because it exposed a bar full of people. It was quite busy when things kicked off to All Japan Women's, early 90s All Japan Women. Everyone really enjoyed the outfits, the music, the whole presentation of the Tokyo Dome. That intro segment also had like a great bandstand kind of like start, lots of regalia to this massive Tokyo Dome show. So that was very cool. We then moved on to something completely different, the infamous Magnum TA Cum promo of 1985. Jim Crockett Promotions, NWA. Glory years. If you haven't seen that promo, my gosh, you need to. Maybe do a Google search for Magnum TA Come On You promo. But my word, we'll see. Maybe I'll include the audio here. I think I should be able to actually do that. All right. No spoilers. That might be coming later. We then went to a match feature one of my real favorite Goldberg matches of WCW from Spring Stampede of 1998. It was Goldberg versus Perry Saturn. Saturn was in the flock at the time, and he had hair. And man, this was such a fun match. Show this match to anyone who thinks Goldberg sucks. It rocks so hard. Just dudes being dudes. It was great. We then jumped to the opening of World Championship Wrestling from 1985, the November 23rd episode. So I had the start of that show and a few different bits interspliced throughout the evening, featuring some amazing promos from both the commentary team of Tony Schiavone and David Crockett. But then I've also, incredible promos from like Dusty and Magnum and Ric Flair, of course. So that would be a continuing thing throughout the night. We then got to the Magnum and Big Dust fur coat promo from December 14th, 1985. We then go to something completely different. This was Bradley's addition to the evening from winning the trivia last month. So this we went to the December 11th, 2003 SmackDown with a match that was actually bloody great between the world's greatest tag team, or the self-described world's greatest tag team, of Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas against Los Guerreros of Eddie Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero Jr., match that was just awesome and so much fun. And yeah, I think the bar had a lot of fun with the ridiculous finish on that one too. We then went to more WCW highlights from December 21st episode, followed by a match that I adore so much. It was Terry Funk versus Bruiser Brody. I believe their second ever singles match in Japan, at least, from December 7th, 1982, in the lead up to the Big Tag League. My gosh, this match was absolutely incredible. Highly recommend. We then got some more highlights from that December 21st World Championship Wrestling episode, followed by 1-2-3 Kid versus Hakushi from Raw from February 5th, 1996. Super fun little match there. We then got to the highlights of NWA Worldwide from December 28th, 1985. The opener of the show, some promos from Dusty and Magnum and Flair, and the big match. We had an incredible 6-man tag match with the Four Horsemen of Ric Flair and the Andersons, Arn and Ole, against Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, and the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez. Man, that is such a great tag match, and it sums up so much of my love for that period of Crockett and wrestling in general and everything. Man, a delightful match. Highly recommend that one too. We then went to something completely different again. This being from February 17th of the year 2000, All Japan, the one and only Vader versus Toshiaki Kawada singles match. This was so much fun. Just big dudes hitting each other real hard. This rocks. And then we got to our main event of the evening, bookending the evening with this All Japan Women's Big Egg Wrestling Universe show. The round 2 of the tournament this time, we get to Dynamite Kansai, who won a previous match against Aja Kong. And man, this match rocked real hard too. That being from November 20th, 1994, by the way. But that was our night. I had so much fun. We had a little bit of trivia in there in the middle when we went around the room. Went around. This time my trivia concept was just naming all of the wrestling moves you could think of. Sort of inspired by Dean Malenko, the man of 1,000 holds. And that was actually real fun. I think it just did that great thing in trivia where you think, okay, this is an endless list, but then when you have the pressure on you when it's your turn, You know, it can be harder than you think. And yeah, it was a single elimination knockout rounds, and I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with it, and hope everyone else did as well. But that was our night, and then now let's maybe jump to some audio of after the night concluded, and I went around the room with the last stragglers that still happened to be there to see what everyone's favourite matches were. All right, here we go. We go around the room and we'll see what people's favourite matches were for the posterity of my ill-listened to podcast. So this is my favourite part of the evening, I feel. You know, it's like the bit where we all sort of like, it's the real ones. So that's the way I like to think about it. So for the stragglers, we'll start with Joe here, holding the recording device. We watched a lot of wrestling tonight. You were here right on time, as always. Perfect attendance, Joe. Deserve your accolades there, sir. What was your most favoured match of the evening?
I'll go with the first one, which is the Dynamite Kansai Inoue one.
Kyoko Inoue.
Yeah. I'll go with that one. As much as the final one with Kansai and Aja Kong was amazing, I'll go with the first one.
Nice. Can I ask, what was it that attracted you to that the most of the everything we saw tonight?
I'm a sucker for a David versus Goliath match.
Yeah.
So anytime you have a slightly smaller opponent having to go up against some kind of monster, and Kansai is not as big of a monster as an Aja Kong is, but still just that sort of, I think you create like an inherent drama in the match. It's very easy to tell a story that way, and so yeah, I'll go with that one.
There was some real like a great contrast in that. And I think I said to you, like, when we were watching it, it's like you got the crazy kind of like lively, like baby face, like charisma of Kyoko Inoue, and yeah, like Dynamite Kansai is like no business bad bitch, and it made for like a really cool dynamic for the match, and I really enjoyed it too. That's why I chose to like start the night with it. It's like when you're kind of like planning out the evenings like this, you want to like start hot, finish hot, you know, kind of have some stuff in between or whatever, but like they're the most important parts for me. So how was the thinking? And especially like I thought it was pretty cool to start with a badass women's match, end with a badass women's match.
Well, I mean, I'm a sucker for any Japanese Joshi wrestling, so yeah, that's my choice for sure.
Heck yeah, good choice, my friend. What do we got? What did you think? What was your favorite match of the evening?
I really liked the Spanish one with the 10% guapo ranging up to the 100% guapo. There was so much chaos. It was beautiful. And then the little guy got some hits in, so that was really special. Just the theatrics of letting him get a few. It was good. It was well appreciated.
So that was the CMLL Mexican match offering of the evening. That was officially, from memory, Mystico, Shocker, 100% Guapo Shocker, and who was our other opponent in the Negro Casas, one of the greatest Mexican baby faces of all time, against the Los Guerreros of Ultimo Guerrero, Rey Bucanero, and Tarzan Boy. And of course, we can't forget the amazing mini mascot that was Caminito, 10% Guapo Caminito.
He was so sweet, so little. I wish we got to see him fly. I think that would have been good.
I think like a good portion of the selection of that match was due to how enamored I was by the opening, really campy segment of Caminito's dream, which I think that might be my first ever time watching a wrestling promo segment where someone's having a dream.
They gave us a the storytelling element that you only really see in like corners maybe, and maybe other wrestling matches I haven't experienced yet.
A magical time. So it makes me very happy to hear that you were so enamored by that. That made me very, very happy as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Senor Fazio, what do we got?
Look, I would have said the American team, but
Against the Four Horsemen.
the lack of cum in that match really.
They really worked. They hyped
Magnum
up.
TA
They
really
hyped up.
promised us some
Oh,
man-on-man cum in that match.
so much cum.
I think I'll have to give it to Bruiser Brody and Terry Funk.
Oh, shit!
As I said, that was the first time seeing the big man in action for me, so I really enjoyed that. It was good.
That makes me so happy,
Had a bit
man.
of the red stuff, you know.
Yeah,
so
dude.
that's always good.
Especially like when you get a blade job and it's like an interesting place blade job.
right.
You know, it's like, dude, tonight just feel that blade in my ear.
Yeah.
And then like Brody like was like real side of the face blade job, which I kind of dig. There was just like a lot of really chaotic violence in that match that I feel like, especially in that era of early 80s Japanese wrestling, two Texas boys just fucking hurting one another. And like Japanese people just eating it up. Like there's a magical element of that I think is kind of fascinating and I really love. So, dude, I would not have expected that would have been your favorite, but makes me happy.
That's what wrestling club's about, right?
Yeah, brother. My favorite match of the evening, I haven't really considered it until now. It's a high pressure one because it generally means that it's going to be the match of the week and we're going to make an illustration of said match. There's a lot that I really, really loved about that Brody Terry Funk match. A lot that I loved about the main event, like with Aja Kong and Dynamite Kansai. Think if I had to pick, it's always going to end up being the Terry Funk match. I think Terry and Brody, there was just a magic about that I adored. So I think that's officially going to be my one. But thanks guys. Alright, that was the night that was. Thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, oh man, makes me so happy, that little bit of seeing everyone's thoughts, seeing everything, things that different people connect to. That's my favorite part of doing the whole wrestling club deal is especially when it's like each person has a little bit of a different favorite flavor of all this eclectic madness. That was my favorite. I think the more I've pondered it, I really did love that Aja Kong Dynamite Kansai match. Same thing actually for the Inoue one, man, and that Saturn versus Goldberg one, it's a super duper underrated match, but my heart's always with with Terry Funk, and I absolutely adore that match. I think it really shows something great about both Terry and Brody and brings out their best. Anyway, maybe more on that for our match of the week this coming tomorrow. In the meantime, I think it's time to say a big thank you to all of you, everyone who listens to the podcast, everyone who supports out there, anyone who goes to christhings.com.au and makes a purchase and buys an art print or a t-shirt or a what have you. I appreciate it. As I often say, doing this thing is my dream, and y'all are helping me do that. So, very, very, very much appreciated to everyone there. You can keep up with me at Chris Things on Instagram. Hopefully that book post will come up eventually. Guys, I really appreciate any of the ways that you support. Doesn't even necessarily have to be in a financial sense. I know it's quite difficult for a lot of people these days, but even the supportive messages and comments and and sharing the things and all that kind of stuff means a lot. Same thing with this podcast. It kind of feels like I'm speaking to a vacuum sometimes, but I know there are some much appreciated people that get a kick out of it. So thank you. If there is anyone that you can think of that might enjoy it, maybe give it a little recommend. Up to you. But I'd also like to say a big thank you to the great team at Social Suplex, socialsuplex.com, the home of this podcast, as well as a variety of other rad wrestling podcasts, from One Nation Radio to Keeping It Strong Style, the Trish and Sarah podcast, All Things Elite, the AEW Match Recommendation podcast, Imp's WWE Adventure, Tunnel Talk. They've got it all. So if you want more wrestling audio in your life, just go on that Social Suplex channel. Check it out. But thanks, guys. It's cool for me to do this. It has honestly made my day a bit better, talking to everyone and having a little bit of a chat and getting away from the frustration of me not having any power right now and not knowing how I'm actually going to get this thing uploaded. But that is a fun little challenge for later. I'll hopefully get this off somehow. Anyway, I'd like to thank everyone very much. And here to finish things off, let's enjoy a little couple audio highlights of the night that was. All right. Thanks, friends. Bye.
Bits and pieces, science.
That's the U.S. heavyweight title, held by that man. One part of America's team, the other part with us also, Dusty Rhodes. This is Magnum TA.
Well, I couldn't help but listen to the words by the national heavyweight champion a little while ago talking about being the number one contender of the World's Heavyweight Championship. Well, Buddy Landell, really, who is zooming who? Because it's real plain to see. I'm the United States Heavyweight Champion. I am the number one contender. And any time you have any idea in your mind, you can take this away from me, jump. Don't stand back. Don't think about it too long, because there's a lot of people out there wanting a shot at this. And I'd be glad to mix it up with you at any time. I don't believe that there is any explanation for this right here. I mean, you can go all over the world and not see nothing as bad as this right here. And the thing is, me and the Maggie May just got back from Anchorage. We was on the private JCP sports plane, flew out there, dedicated ourselves to a group of kids, and came back here. Nature Boy Ric Flair, Slick Rick, if you will, it's not over between me and you. You got a little bit to do yet before you finish your thing. The legend and the man. There's a big difference between the legend and the man, Nature Boy Ric Flair. Ole and Iron Anderson. I'm going to tell you right now, live on television, Jack, that I'm going to hurt one of you real bad in the real near future. In the real near future. I don't know which one yet, but I'm going to do it real bad. So let's get down to real business talk, Ric Flair. Let's get down to dollars and cents. You dealing money. You wearing them seersucker suits. You walking around playing risky business with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. I'm walking around a crippled man, wearing a boot with a steel toe in it, having to hobble around. I ain't forgetting nothing. I want you to remember one picture, baby. Back that camera just a little bit. I'm going to give him one picture to look at in all his money here, baby. Get a full shot of this. Ric Flair. $33,000, Jack.
America's team, Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA. Let's go to the Rock and Roll Express.
One half of the National Tag Team Champions. There you see, he's pointing to Dusty Rhodes. Then he takes Mr. Stroud, picks him up, then proceeds to put his head right through the mat. Your winner, Arn Anderson.
Well, that man, Arn Anderson, stole that world television title from this man right here, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And all the fans think you are the rightful owner of that world television title belt, but a tournament's coming up for it.
You know, Tony, everybody's so bad, you know. I mean, Arn Anderson is so bad, and Ole Anderson is so bad, and the Nature Boy Ric Flair, is so bad, but nobody is as bad as Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. You got to understand now the situation is a little bit different, you know. Everybody's out to get something. They want this title, they want this title. Everybody is good enough that comes on this television program worldwide to take any title at any time. But until you beat the dealer, until you beat Dusty Rhodes, until you pin Dusty Rhodes, this big old cowboy from Austin, Texas, then all you can do is talk about it. Now, Arn Anderson being bad, bad, bad. Ole Anderson being bad, bad, bad. I went just a little easy coming off my injury. See, everybody forgot about that thing, you know. I was laid up, may never come back. They said Dusty Rhodes is out for good, but I did come back. So Ole Anderson is very simple. It's no screaming, no hollering. It's no watching this, no sucker suits. What it is pain, blues, and agony. And you're getting ready to feel the pain, blues, and agony, Ole and Iron, and you're getting ready to feel the pain, blues, and agony, Ric Flair. And I'm going to take that World Television title, put it around my waist. One more time, I'm going to take the World's Heavyweight title, put it around my waist. And if I had a notion to, me and Magnum T.L. Magnum's team would take the national titles and put them around our waist. And that is cut and dry, because there's a few good cowboys left, and one of them standing right out here. Nature Boy Ric Flair, any way you want it worldwide. Let's get it on.
Cut and dry from the American Dream. We'll be right back.
His clothesline. Your winner, Ivan Koloff.
No better way to wrap up the program than to bring back the heavyweight champion of the world, Nature Boy Ric Flair.
You know, I don't particularly care for Ivan Koloff, but he just showed the whole world again that this is a man's sport. And Ivan Koloff is definitely all man. Now, you know, Tony, I am such a generous person that in the past 2 weeks, my personal secretaries have promised 8,000 different women out of 17,000 personal letters I got that I'm going to be in their stocking Christmas morning. Now, I've been known to spread myself a little thin. But girls, if I tell you I'm going to be there, you run downstairs because old St. Nick isn't going to let you down. Ric Flair, put that camera back on me. Those girls like looking at me, buddy. Now, on a very serious level, you know, I almost get the impression that Ronnie Garvin thinks I'm a little bit afraid of him. Slick Rick, the champ, Space Mountain, afraid, never. Garvin, I'm going to beat you up so bad, they're going to compare you to Dusty Rhodes. Because Dusty Rhodes, you came out here very low-keyed, very serious, and that's just the way I'm going to give it back to you. When you walk that aisle with me, Dusty Rhodes, and you come after my World Championship belt, you're putting... Darling, you keep your mouth shut. I'm not taking you home, no matter what you say. You walk that aisle with me, Dusty Rhodes, and you put your leg on the line. Now quit switching cameras, boys. Let me focus in on one of these. In other words, Dusty Rhodes, the war has just begun. You have insulted me. You've tried to make me look bad. You've challenged me again. And this time, buddy, when you walk the aisle, you put your leg on the line. I'm Ric Flair, and don't wrap me up. Ladies and gentlemen, woo!
We'll see you next week.
Looking at all.
Tully Blanchard, all the people of Philadelphia know all the things you've done to myself, all the things you've done to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. But it's time for some dues to be paid, some real heavy dues. You've done some things to me that you're going to have to answer for, and Philadelphia is the place you're going to answer for. You know, the U.S. title is very prestigious, and you and I have gone round and round over it. And when we come to Philadelphia this time, there's going to be no mistaking what's going to happen. I'm going to come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. I'm coming there to take you out in no uncertain terms. No baby doll at your side, nobody to run distractions for you, just you and I in the middle of that square circle, nose to nose, eye to eyeball, getting it on like two men should do. This is professional wrestling. This isn't some game. This is where men are men and the boys stay on the side and watch what's going on. And Tully Blanchard, you can't run and hide from me anymore. You're going to have to deal with Magnum TA. All the stuff, all the things you've done are going to come to a head. Philadelphia is going to be the place. What's this?
I do the hammerlock. Do the hammerlock, you turkey necks. Yeah, do the hammerlock. I do the hammerlock. Everybody's doing it. Do the eye gouge. Yeah, do the eye gouge. Do the eye gouge, you turkey necks. Yeah, do the eye gouge. I do the eye gouge. Everybody's doing it. Okay, you turkey nuts. Gather around. Let me show you how to do the crusher.
Did you know using your browser in incognito mode doesn't actually protect your privacy? Take back your privacy with IPVanish VPN. Just one tap and all your data, passwords, communications, browsing history, and more will be instantly protected. IPVanish makes you virtually invisible online. Use IPVanish on all your devices, anytime you go online at home and especially on public Wi-Fi. Get IPVanish now for 70% off a yearly plan with this exclusive offer at ipvanish.com/audio.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.